Welcome back to Snetterton after the second Bennetts British Superbike Championship race of the weekend. Podium for Tommy Bridewell for the Oxford Products Motorpedo Ducati team. Tommy, a podium today must feel so good after yesterday's disappointment in the race. Talk us through what happened yesterday and then how you found the race today, because it looked tough out there, but that podium puts you in the showdown now.
Yeah, yesterday was my fault really. I was probably trying to override the bike to what it wanted to be, going around at. I just was trying to get on the power too early at the last corner. I was running wide and I caught the curb, and as I caught the curb I think I caught a bit of standing water from earlier in the day and spun up, headbutted the screen, hit the kill switch, game over really. So it was a shame, In all honesty, yesterday when I was sat in second I was trying to catch Brad, but I didn't have the pace, it's fairly obvious to see. So we've just got to keep chipping away, and that's really what we've done today. I'm proud of the way I'm riding. The team give me a bike and I extract the absolute maximum out of it. Brutally honest, I feel chuffed of what I'm achieving because I'm the only one able to get near the Yamahas at the minute really. So, I keep my head up, keep positive, keep chipping away, and hope we can find something, to be that little bit closer.
They finish in second in the second race of the weekend here at Snetterton for McCamish Yamaha's Taryn. Taryn, it looked a tough race. You and Brad were together the whole race, and then it wasn't until the last lap that he made a move. How did you go into that last lap? You obviously knew he was going to make a pass, or try to attempt to make a pass. How disappointing is that? But also at the same time, how pleased are you to have another podium and have your showdown place confirmed?
Yeah, on the latter part of that, really pleased to make the showdown. That was always the goal really this year, so to do that and do it with a podium and get more podium credits is great. I kind of had a race of two halves really. The first part I was chasing Brad down. I made a mistake on the first lap and ran really wide, so he kind of got an instant gap. I had to pass Jason and then try and chase Brad down. Strange, it was like half a second just kind of stayed the same for a long time, and then eventually he made a mistake and I caught him. And then I did that. I kind of had half a second, 0.7 for a lot of the race, and then it slowly came down. I made a mistake at the hairpin, and then Brad was back on. So the last few laps were tough, was pushing hard. Didn't really know. I didn't really have a game plan. I didn't know if he did either. So I just tried my absolute maximum on the last lap. I kind of got a little bit of a gap after the first sector. Didn't get the best of run onto the back straight, and then I kind of thought I'd done enough, and then just as I went to brake, Brad came past. So yeah, great race. I'm not disappointed to have two podiums here after not being on the podium at Cadwell was great. And yeah, to make the showdown is good as well for the whole team, both McCamish Yamahas in the showdown, which is good. And yeah, try and be a little bit closer, try and go one better in the next one.
And it's also worth a mention as well that you broke the lap record during that race. So were you impressed with the pace?
Yeah, it's funny because I looked on Thursday what the lap record was, because in qualifying I've gone a fair way under it, but I didn't realise the race lap record was a 47.1. I saw 47 flat on my dash. I thought, okay, hopefully I've done that, because sometimes it's not so accurate. And then Shaky told me that I broke his lap record, so I don't think I've ever had a lap record in BSB, so that's pretty cool. I just think it shows the pace that me and Brad had at the start of the race, doing mid 47s, low 47s. We pulled away from the rest, and it was just a case of us two battling really. So yeah, I think maybe the problem I had was pushing too hard at the start and didn't have enough at the end. My tyre was a little bit worn, so just try and get a bit better of a start and be a bit more clean, and hopefully have something to fight with at the end.
Thank you. And a double win here at Snetterton for Rich Energy OMG Racing Yamaha's Bradley Ray. Brad, just was speaking to Taryn, obviously it was between the two of you at the front of the field. You broke away, and we were saying about yesterday how that had been your plan in the race yesterday. You were unsure how that would pan out today with the longer race compared to yesterday, but that last lap move was incredible. How did you plan? Was it planned? Had you been sizing him up there for a few laps at that point of the circuit, or was it just take the opportunity when it came?
Yeah, pretty much take the opportunity. I mean, yeah, the start of the race, I just wanted to get out in front and try and pull enough a gap, and I pulled 0.6, 0.7, and I just tried to set a pace that would try and increase the gap, but Taz chased me down and pulled me in, so at that point I knew I wasn't going to get away from him, so I had to back the pace off a bit, save a bit of tyre, use my head a little bit, and yeah, I made a few little mistakes. Taz passed me, and to be honest I was happy to sit behind Taz for a little while, save a bit of my tyre, but I still had a problem with the shifter. wouldn't go down the gears and wouldn't go up the gears all the time. It was a bit intermittent, so I kept dropping back and then having to chase back up again. So that was a little bit sketchy, but the plan, I thought I was going to have to settle for second, to be honest. Taz was starting to put a little bit of a gap, but the last sort of 2 or 3 laps, I managed to claw him back at the end. And the lap before the last lap, I had a little slipstream down the back straight, and I thought, right, if I can get a good enough drive on the last lap, I'll be able to make a pass into the last complex down the back straight. And Taz got a little bit of a spin on the exit, and I thought, right, this is my chance. I need to try and get as close to Taz as possible down the back straight and make a lunge and make the last sector as clean as possible, and hope that I don't have any problems with the shifting. And luckily it was fine. I squared the last corner off well enough to not be out dragged to the line. So no, super happy. Obviously, I keep getting these the wins on the Saturday and not backing it up on the longer races on Sunday. So it's nice to make it a double, and looking forward to this afternoon's race.
And obviously another haul of podium points moves you with a slight more of a slight advantage over Jason, and with him not finishing on the podium. Presumably this afternoon's final race is going to be a case of trying to repeat what you've just done.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We've got one more race now, one more race to get some more podium credits. Be nice to get the maximum, but we'll do the best job we can. Use our head a little bit again. I think there's something we can definitely change on the bike to try and move forward. But no, it'll be the same sort of strategy as the other 2 races. Try and get out in front and set my own pace, and yeah, try and get some more podium credits ready to start a showdown.
Thank you, Brad, and well done.
Thank you very much.